5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are live.
What's
Brandon,
up, dog?
how you been, brother?
Good, brother. How you doing?
Back, episode 7.
We back at it, dude.
I miss you, man.
I missed you too, dog.
I honestly feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
We haven't.
You look fresh. You look like a young, fresh 21-year-old.
Oh, dude.
Stud.
No glow.
Show off the North Face gear.
The North Face.
Uh-oh. Hey, North Face, if you guys need a sponsor, if you guys want to sponsor a legend,
Yeah.
This is the guy.
You know how it goes.
Hey, guys, we're glad to be back. Back on the saddle again.
Hell yeah.
Today we have the man, the myth, the legend, Danny Jaramillo.
Yes.
What's up,
Yes, what's up, man?
What's up, Danny?
Long overdue.
How you doing?
I know.
Happy to be here.
Yeah,
I'm doing
man.
good, man.
Glad to have you on the
It's
on the
honestly,
show.
it's a pleasure as a fan, dude. Seriously. I'm happy to
Sweet,
be here,
dude.
man.
For
I've
sure,
watched all
man.
your guys' episodes. And
Day one.
I love how you guys chop it up. So
So today the art that we have behind us is actually done by me. And this is actually Danny's piece. I gave it to him when he moved in here in Albuquerque. And I don't know, it just has good vibes. I like it. That's my piece of crap signature right there. But,
yeah, no, that hangs in my kitchen, man. That was a housewarming gift, probably the first, and you know, it fits well, man.
I feel like all of our like friendships and stuff, like we all like appreciate art. Like
Yeah.
all of our friends that we have, we all like go to art shows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even though we're not artists, really. Like we just like always found ourselves
Yeah.
doing that, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keeps my house alive, dude. Honestly, like I have art in the bathroom, my room. It just,
For sure.
it just keeps my little nest
Your little nest.
comfortable, dude. Yeah.
It's like about perspective, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Like you look at things from different perspectives, different views. I think that's why, you know, what we're all good at is, you know, having tough skin, looking at things from different perspectives, growing up in the hood.
Not
Brandon-
being soft.
Huh?
Not being soft.
Yeah, not being soft, man. Me and- So, Danny, how do we know each other? When was the first time that we interacted? Was it in football?
it was probably like we talk about it, right? We used to play Little League baseball against each other,
Yes.
and
Oh,
we were
man.
kind of rivals, dude.
This guy used to be.
We were rivals.
I used to see this guy, and he'd make my blood boil. I'm like,
Yeah, we were rivals, and then we started playing football together
Yeah,
as kids.
that's
and then we were
true.
on the same team, man. And
Yeah.
Josh was like, he was like a bobblehead out there, man. No, I'm just
Hey,
kidding.
I would turn my head, and the helmet would stay there. But
No, so we played
this was
football. We
before
were
they
young.
like made like small, large, everything.
Yeah,
so
no, this guy could barely make weight for football, but then he's out there making the best tackles because he was a
Yeah.
wrestler, dude. This guy knew how to shoot, and he was like, he would take on
Double A,
everybody.
baby.
that corner.
He was a
free
corner,
safety
man.
corner.
He was a headhunter out there, and after that, we went to high school together.
Yeah.
And
You were like, I think we had like our freshman year, we had the first class ever together. It was,
athletic conditioning.
yeah, it was athletic conditioning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it was like Danny, Steven Contreras, me, and then it was like maybe 2 other freshmen.
Yeah.
Like we were all like athletes, whatever. And we were the only freshmen though in that class. Everyone else was like seniors for some reason.
We had a Marine as our coach. remember?
Yeah.
No joke. He was a Marine, dude.
Coach Moya, does that ring a bell?
No.
He was a Marine, man. He never took it easy on us. He hated freshmen. And then he partnered me and you up. I remember we'd be doing like body weight squats.
Yeah.
And I was weighing like 160,
This guy
dude.
be
I was like
crushing.
160. This guy's like 110.
I wasn't even
150.
one.
I had
trying
it
to make
easy.
one.
I had it easy, man. I would doing body weight squats. I'm like, oh yeah. And then Josh was having to do my weight.
All the time.
But no,
got through it.
we became friends through high school, man. You got me to wrestle. We played sports together.
For sure.
Hung out outside of school too, man.
Yeah. You know how I've always had to respect growing up and stuff. Like we've always been cool, but when I knew you were a real one, was it was for sure freshman year, and this was whenever I was like really deep into like music and
Yeah.
like getting into it.
Yeah.
And at the time I was like the biggest fan. I still am the biggest fan of Kid Cudi.
Oh, yeah.
This was when he first came out with Man on the Moon. Like this was right when that happened. And Danny goes, "Hey, bro." He's like, we were talking about music, and I'm like, yeah, everyone thinks they know about music.
Yeah.
He's like, nah. He's all, you like Kid Cudi? I was like, yeah. He's like, check out this song, dog. He's all, it's called Rollin'. He's like, it's not even on an album. He's like, look it up on YouTube. So it's an underground song.
Dang.
And I was like, what? No way. Like, I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy, like, it's probably one of the sickest songs, man. And I was the biggest fan
Yeah.
of Kid Cudi, but this guy knew that song, and I had never even heard it. I was like, this guy's For real.
It's been like that for a while. We've been sharing music, dude. I
Danny's a
mean,
real one.
he put me on one of my favorite artists, Isaiah Rashad.
Oh yeah.
The Sylvia
Isaiah.
demo album. That
For
was,
sure.
Or as a mixtape, but yeah, man, through music, bus rides. Like I said, man,
The whole shebang.
Yeah, the whole shebang, man. We became friends. Like I said, it's cool from rivals, you know,
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
kids kind of competing against each other to then being best friends, dude.
Right.
So,
I think we're just both driven, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're both driven, and you're driven too. But like first, we started off as competitors, and then it grew into like just us challenging each other.
Yeah.
Even like all through college, me and him,
Yeah.
we got the same degree together, and we were both taking like the same classes, trying to graduate at the same time.
That was
And it
fun,
was
dude.
like-
College was fun, bro. I'm glad that we were able to go to school together and do the same thing and
For sure.
study together.
Yeah,
Because
I feel sorry for you.
I looked forward to those nights, man. It was like we had like 5 hours to get the project done,
Right.
and we'd cram it and get it done or study for a test, and
We got through it.
because
It's good to have like that accountability. you know?
Yeah. Someone there always to keep
Yeah.
you in check.
For sure. We all keep each other in check, I feel like,
Yeah,
in like
yeah.
our own different ways. Like I count on you for certain things. You know, we're
Yeah.
all like synchronized.
Yeah. That's true.
It's fun, man. Yeah, but even Brandon, I mean, we knew each
Yeah.
other, right? You're a little
Yeah.
younger than us.
I was
Happy
like-
birthday!
Oh, thank you.
21,
Thank you.
man.
Woo! Brandon is
Man.
21.
Hey, the scene's never gonna be the same.
Dude, you're
What's
like
your
glowing.
birthday? What? The New Year, right?
Yeah, the new year.
That's fun.
Game
dude.
over.
Crazy. I know.
Everybody celebrates for you, man.
Yeah.
I say.
The
I'm
whole
just
city
kidding.
is going to throw a party. This guy shows up at proper 12 doing the Conor McGregor walk. I'm like, dang.
21, man. That's cool, man.
I know it's crazy from knowing Josh and looking up to you when you play football.
Yeah,
in the little
that's
Eagle
crazy.
camp.
Yeah.
Did you used to coach him like when they would do camps or what?
We would do camps, yeah. I mean, shoot, when I was older, you were like what?
I was little.
Yeah, you were little, man. But
I'm sure you would go watch him at his games
Oh
too,
yeah,
huh?
yeah. There's like my mom had a picture of me watching on the only one on the gate for their state championship.
Nice.
No, man, I remember you going through the camps, and when we were kids, when we were younger, we knew you and a few of your classmates were going to be good because you guys took it serious even at a young age. So
Right.
that was
Brandon was very coachable, which like made him stand out from like the rest of the kids.
cool.
Cause like at that age, of like those kids that are so young, they like can't attain like you tell them one thing and it's just they're not even looking at you.
Yeah,
They're talking.
no, Brandon was focused.
Brandon was like, tell me what I need to do.
Yeah, he was
Laser
And he would do
focused.
it. You
Because
know?
you know how it is as like an older guy at a camp. You're
Yeah.
kind of messing
Yeah.
around a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then you get the younger guys there, and then you're like, dang, this kid's taking it serious. You know?
Yeah.
I'll show him some real
There's
direction.
Yeah. Show us a real direction. Oh.
For the record, you're probably one of the best football players to graduate from Belen High
Oh
School.
yeah, no doubt. No
Oh,
doubt.
Like
man.
that's nothing that you can even argue.
Yeah.
That-
You know,
That's,
at the time whenever we were seniors in high school, even juniors, like the football team at that time was just phenomenal.
We were stacked, dude. We had, I think, all across the board. You didn't play with us because you were focused on wrestling, but I mean, you were part of that class. I mean,
Yeah.
football, basketball, baseball,
For sure.
soccer, boys and girls. I mean, all of us took it pretty
We
seriously.
were real
So,
competitive. It was like I don't know why, it was just
yeah.
I think it was just the right time at the right place. We just
Yeah.
were driven, you
It
know,
was fun,
Yeah.
man.
with all the sports. And I think it was the same group of kids that all grew up together that were all kind of had that,
Yeah.
you know. And I finally, man, my senior year, I got this guy to join wrestling. I was like, Danny, you're a freaking monster. Like we need you.
Wrestle.
There's a spot on the team. I'm like, you might have to lose like 5 pounds, but
Yeah.
It was long overdue, dude.
I'm like,
Wrestling
you
was
just show
cool.
up though.
I wish I would have done them early on. Even now, like as an adult, like I'm like, damn, martial arts still like jujitsu, boxing.
dude,
It's like
It is hard.
and hand-to-hand combat
For
is
sure.
it's just a whole other animal, man.
You have to. I mean, it's definitely one of those sports you can't be like phenomenal. Like, look at you, man. You're good at every single sport for everything,
Yeah.
and you show up the first time for wrestling, and it's like. You have to. It's like muscle memory, you know.
Yeah.
It's a different type of thing. You're manipulating someone else's body, and you're. I mean, you were still great. Like this guy had a really good record
Yeah.
for his first year ever. But it's. I was like glad because like me and this guy even got closer because
Yeah.
I didn't have very many. My senior year in wrestling, I didn't have very many classmates that were seniors with me that were wrestling. They were all younger. So like our whole lineup was younger. I had like maybe one other,
Yeah.
Maybe it was like Josh Compa maybe, and then I had this guy. So I was like happy to have him on board because I was like, yes, like we could be like,
Yeah.
you know, we could bond and we could grow and we could kind of be leaders for these younger guys.
Oh,
And that, I think that year was whenever we like established like our friendship, like
yeah, no, for real. Like I
that
said,
brotherhood kind of.
when you talk about bus rides and stuff like that, like those are the days I remember, man.
The bleach blonde hair.
Waking up early, man, going down to Deming and cutting weight the whole way, dude.
Spitting Jolly Ranchers
Oh,
on
yeah.
the bus.
That's
Yeah,
dude.
spitting, trying to make weight, and
Looking forward to that Lauderburger
Showing-
burrito.
showing up an hour early just to run so you can make weight before a tournament. It was just like, yeah. This guy
That's
telling
why.
me like, what the hell, man? Why aren't you making weight? Or let's go, we gotta make
Well,
weight.
bro,
today."
you're 5 ounces over. What the heck's wrong with you?
So,
Go drop a
but,
dump on.
good times, man. So that's how we became friends, man. Like I
Yeah.
said, even college, like we kept that bond and got
Yeah.
through school.
Yeah,
Graduated from college together, same class,
for sure, man.
business. So
Fun adventure.
yeah,
And it's still going. You
I
know,
mean, even
like,
now, yeah. Like I
while
said,
while we're even going through school, like you develop skills that were even like not even related to school, like graphic design and stuff like that. And you
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of became an artist like in your own way. Like you weren't
Yeah.
necessarily painting,
yeah,
but you were on the computer like a mastermind.
yeah.
And that's kind of like one of your hobbies, right?
Definitely a hobby. Graphic design, creative outlet, right?
Right.
You always look for what you can do, whether
For
it's
sure.
music. And I was
Yeah.
sitting behind a computer. I was doing IT at the time.
Okay.
And honestly, it kind of stemmed from another way to make money, too.
Mhm.
I looked at graphic design as a creative outlet. Then I, like, learned from YouTube how to get good at it. And
Yeah.
I started making menus. I started doing posters. I started doing even photography a little bit. And became a creative outlet. And
That's cool.
so,
That's dope.
yeah, graphic design. I've helped. I got my buddy, that barber. I did his.
Joe.
Right.
Yeah, I did his
Yeah.
emblem. So
Shout out to Joe.
shout out to Joe, man. Ito's Barbershop, man.
Ito's
Yeah.
Barbershop on
That's-
Central. You guys need to check it out.
Gives
Um,
fresh fades.
Yeah.
But
so,
you're even the shirt that you're wearing, you designed
Yeah.
that yourself. Like that's
Yeah,
cool, man.
started
So-
a brand, and I haven't really pursued it as much as I want to lately, but it's not going anywhere.
No.
I mean, I live on the street, These guys give me a hard time. It's Cole Ave, and I've lived on Cole Ave for years, and that's kind of how it started. But it was fun, man. Like I said, I used it as a creative outlet, help other people. A lot of people don't know how to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Use a camera, use a computer,
For sure.
and
Or even just have the courage to act out on it, you know?
Yeah.
yeah.
You were never trained in that. You never took any classes, but you just jumped into it and just started doing it, you know?
Yeah, it's
a lot
funny.
of people are afraid to
Yeah.
make that step
Or
and
try
just-
new things.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I would always show up to this guy's office because he worked on campus, and every time I'd go to his office, he would have at the time he was designing that piece of art on his shirt. Or every time I would show up, he's like, "Hey, check this out! I made this today during math class." I'm like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Yeah, I mean, dude, I did it for the fraternities on campus.
Yeah.
It was just a really a side hustle, but also a creative outlet. And
Yeah.
then it turned into just, like I said, I need to push it a little more, but it turned into a brand,
Maybe you could help us with our vision, man. We still don't have a logo
Yeah.
or, something that we could use to promote
I know, dude.
what we're doing.
That was the hard part about it, dude. You'd help people and they'd be like, "Can you make this for me?" And they really don't have a direction.
Right.
And so then you create something for them and then they like it and you're like, that's the reward. You're like, dang,
Mhm.
I created this out of scratch, just kind of guessing what you would like. And they were like, "Oh, you killed it. You knocked it out of the park."
Right.
And you're like,
Dude,
"Man."
it's a different language. Like
Yeah.
you connected to them through art.
Yeah.
Like that's a language. Like you gave them what they needed by you expressing yourself.
So
That's
it's
a
cool,
big
man.
sign that we're all part of each other, you know?
Yeah.
His creative mind gave them what they needed to enable themselves
Yeah.
and to just run with it, you know?
Yep.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and in some ways I'm still doing that now, man. I still use those type of programs and still heavily on the computer, man. It's helped for sure.
How has
Right.
it been now that you have this new job, in a leadership role?
It's been good, man. I thrive with working with people. That's my favorite part about this new
Nice.
job is just working with people and
Right.
team
Yeah.
dynamic, and we build. So working for Jane's Corporation, we build projects, and it's cool to see something start from nothing, man. And we're 50% of the way done on one project, and
Nice.
it's a lot of effort goes into that, and honestly a lot of pride too. You forget that things are still made by hand, man.
Right.
You got people out there every single day turning wrenches, digging, and it's kind of that American pride, man. A lot goes
For
into
sure.
it that we have high
Yeah.
standards for building, and it's cool. I love
It
it.
takes everything, man. It takes
Yeah.
the manpower, it takes the vision,
Yeah.
time,
Effort.
keeping track of time, staying on schedule, huh?
Yeah,
Because
schedule.
if you don't follow your schedule or
Yeah.
your weekly plans,
Yeah,
You're
all of a
done.
sudden these guys, you should have a bunch of workers ready to work and the material ain't there.
right,
And they're like looking at, who the heck hired us or
right.
who put this together.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's like all got to fall into place. That's something I struggle with that I'm like learn with my new job is just time management.
Yeah. Same.
Looking at, instead of just looking at the day, the week,
oh man,
what can I do to set myself up
Yeah.
down the road?
we were talking about it, and so with these projects, it's like, oh, on January 31st, we're gonna be doing this,
Right.
and you're like so set out with these projects, but then I'm like, my personal life, I'm like, what am I gonna be doing? Like, my personal life isn't even that lined out,
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's like
Yeah.
we're thinking months and months ahead, and it's just crazy to plan that far ahead and have to make that goal.
Right.
You're like, hey, we're gonna do this on this date, and when it happens, it's so rewarding. So,
Yeah.
You guys like basically call your shots.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question, man. You started school? Is this your first semester, or
So it'll be my third semester.
third
so
semester?
it's my
Okay.
second year back.
Yeah.
Nice.
I ran into him earlier today, and he was telling me he's off orders. So
Yeah, man.
that's kind of a big thing, dude.
It is. It's kind of nice. Like it feels weird, like at that work, like
Yeah.
just being on break. I feel like I lost my purpose a little bit. That's
Oh,
like,
see.
no, I'm just messing. But it feels weird, like not waking up at like 4 in the
Yeah.
morning, getting the grind in, and then But I've been hitting the gym hard and just focusing on my body
That's good.
right now.
Health
Yeah.
is number one, man.
Yeah, getting ready for hopefully in July. Some big plans coming.
That's good. So you already got a plan. You already got a game plan. You're just kind of
Yeah.
lining yourself up for that.
Yeah,
I'm assuming your health is important for that, right?
Yeah. So right now it's just getting up to par with everything, and so far so good.
That's
And
cool.
I'm not even worried about this guy. This
Yeah.
guy's way more lined up than I was at his age.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No,
21. That's a great age, man. I
It
was
is.
still in school. I was knee deep in school. And we talked about it, right? I was living at that studio. We talked about how we shot that first podcast.
Yeah. These are
So-
the OGs right here.
Me and Danny are actually the first ones to ever do a podcast together. And I think it was like in 2015.
Yeah.
And I loved watching Joe Rogan. And at the time, like, I was watching so many podcasts. And I had the vision. I wanted to do it. I would like bug you about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, let's just do it tonight. Like, we were at his house, we
Yeah.
got done studying, and we're just hanging out in his single bedroom apartment. And I had like a MacBook, and I had like an iMovie app or something.
Yeah.
And I like hit record, and we just like talked for like an hour.
Yeah.
Like, lost track of the time.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, like, I go to like hit my computer, and it died.
What happened
So
to us?
nothing, huh?
So kind of what happened to us.
Oh yeah, we lost an episode, guys. It's all good. That was for you, God. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that one's gone, man.
Yeah,
RIP to
but we
that
had fun. But like that planted the seed for like what we're doing now. Almost.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't like continue it or try and redo it, we knew like in the back of our heads that's what we kind of always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Or we almost like knew down the road we were gonna do it eventually.
I think you guys are a good team, man. Ours didn't have that much structure. Ours was like crickets in the background for a few minutes. So-
Well, we just decided like in the moment.
Yeah.
Let's just hit record.
Those are the
But,
best moments.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yes.
I mean, we don't really plan out. I mean,
Yeah.
as you know, like right before the episode, we'll maybe like throw ideas around.
Like a summary.
But that's like within like 30 seconds. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, let's go.
It's a go time.
We don't like to be too structured because then, I don't know. Well, me personally, like when I'm watching a video or when I'm listening to someone, if it sounds too like direct to like, I don't know. If it sounds too structured, I guess.
Yeah.
It feels not authentic.
Well, I just feel like someone, like I'm being taught. Like, okay, today we're going to talk about, like,
Yeah.
I listen more whenever people are just being real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Telling their story.
Yeah,
and stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what word I was trying to say, by the way. I don't know.
Scripted?
Yeah, scripted, yeah.
No. Well, that's as a fan, like I said, like I'm happy to be here, and I always wonder, like, what got you guys started? What made you guys want to do this? I don't know if you guys talk about that often, but
Well, it kind of just stemmed from like how like why we wanted to do it in the first place
Yeah.
too. Like we hang out all the time, we talk a lot, but like we're not like the conversations just flow.
Yeah.
yeah,
We'll have a whole conversation and then we'll touch on like 10 different subjects by the time we're done hanging out. We'll go for hikes and it's like, dang, like we've even told each other that would have made like a good podcast. Like,
Yeah.
we should have recorded that. Like that was fun. It was fun. Like we just wanted to kind of just share with the world how like goofy we are and how real we are, and I think part of it just came from like just observing people on social media and how people just like paint this perfect picture of themselves, and like we always talk crap about them, but we're guilty of it too.
Yeah, we are.
Anyone who has a social media, it's not exactly who they are. It's who they want people to perceive them as.
Right.
Yep.
So we figured, how real can we get? What can like separate us from everyone else? Why not just like talk on camera?
Right.
And if we like make mistakes or whatever, that's just who we are.
Yep.
And
People make mistakes all the time.
yep. One of these days, one of these things is gonna start on fire.
I tell them, I'm like, I wanted to call you when I'm watching your podcast. It's already pre-recorded, but I'm like, hey, you're gonna start a fire, dude.
Hey,
But this one's safe, man.
burn it down.
It's all
No, I
good.
appreciate that, man. The Zia, it's in my kitchen, and you guys know a lot about the Zia.
No,
You're
not
the
really.
man. You're
Not
the one who
really.
taught me about the Zia.
What do you know about the Zia? I mean, nothing. It's a
I
sun,
really don't
right?
know.
Isn't it like
That
the
much.
4 something north? It's like the.
I'm not like some
directions.
Zia guru, but I definitely had to look it up. But yeah,
Isn't
it's
like
like
the directions and then.
gives you the 4 directions, the 4 seasons, the 4 stages of life, and then the 4 times a day, dude. And it's pretty cool, man.
That is
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was 4 something.
420.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm in that 745.
So
Hey, we just got back from Lake Tahoe.
yeah,
Me and
how was
Brandon.
that, man?
Yeah. Oh, it was a blast. We had met some characters out there, but we gotta listening to some good music, and I don't know. It was fun.
It was fun, huh?
Alex.
Yeah, we met like tons of people. We had dinner with different people every night.
Yeah, we did. At this
Like
burger
we
joint.
would meet people on the buses because we took the shuttle buses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like so like the festival's 3 days, right? And
Mhm.
the first 2 nights the festival ended at like 11. So like the night's still young, right? So you get off your shuttle, you're downtown Lake Tahoe, and you just start rapping to people. All of a sudden you're eating dinner with people from the Bay,
Oh,
all
dude,
over.
That made me the worst. Dude, everyone we talked to, where are you from? The Bay. The Bay. Shut up. Or I was like, get that out of
They
here.
just love saying that to
Yeah,
people.
dude, like the Bay or SoCal. I'm like, well, California's kind of big.
Yeah, but the people that we ate with or the
Were
people that we
pretty
hung
cool.
out with after, really chill.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like we met
What's his name?
the first
Alejandro?
night we met like some like these couples, like we met with these 2 girls, and then there was like this couple that were eating with all of us at the same time, and they were just cool. It was like a
Yeah.
good night. And then the second night we who did we eat? We ate with like these guys that we met on the bus. They were all tripping like on acid, but they were
Oh,
eating
really?
dinner with us. Yeah, but they were chill.
Yeah, they were chill.
But I don't know, just good times. You know how you could just connect with people,
Yeah.
right? You could tell right away if they're chill or not. And
What happened when you tried to buy Alex a beer, dude?
what happened? Oh yeah, so we met this guy.
Alex.
His name's
Yeah.
Alex. So we're on the shuttle, and I'm talking to different people, and he keeps talking to me, right? Like cool. He's like joking around. He starts he tries to roast me, so I roast him back. We just build a little, and he's like, I was like, hey, we're gonna go eat. You wanna like join with us when we're gonna go eat with those 2 guys he was talking about?
He was a nice guy.
He was a nice guy. He means well. We didn't know who group
He looked
was
like
in.
have you seen like the Penguin on Batman?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he was cool. But he
He's
was
a
just
little
like,
dude.
he was just
He
like
was
a
cool.
funny little guy.
Yeah.
But he was by himself.
Yeah.
He said he lost his friends, but he was
Oh,
just like
really?
roaming. Like,
Yeah.
So we were kind of just like,
Okay.
what's going on?
So I was waiting with those homies, waiting for a table, and Josh was like, "Hey, how old are you?" He's like, "I'm 22." And I see them both go to the bar. They're talking. And I was like, "Okay, they're gonna go get a beer," and I'm just like gonna talk with these homies. But tell them what happens after that.
Dude, so I go to get this guy a beer, like just being cool.
Yeah.
And so I order a beer, and I order him whatever he wants. And so she asks for our IDs, obviously. And all of a sudden, this guy, he reaches in his pocket, and he pulls out like a manuscript that looks like it was made in the freaking Egypt times, bro.
Scroll.
Yeah, it looked like a scroll. He's like, what? Like, you couldn't even read the writing on it.
What?
And I'm looking at this guy like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, so it was obviously a paper ID, but like, you
Yeah.
have to have the hard copy. He's all, oh wait, no, sorry. He's like, my ID is online. Hold on. And so he gets on his phone and he's just like looking on the internet. I don't know what he was doing. I still don't know to this day.
Yeah.
He like tried to pull out his phone and and she's like, get the heck out of here. And I was just like, sorry, dude. And I just stayed there at the bar.
So what's his story?
And,
He didn't have an ID, or
He didn't
No.
have, we don't.
Okay.
So he said he lost his ID, but he had like a paper ID
So
that he was just trying to get away with.
Fast forward to the next night when I turned 21, right?
Okay.
So me and Josh, like, we're looking for food, and Ubers are.
So at this time, we're still like joking about this guy.
Yeah.
Like I can't like he was
'Cause he
just like funny. Like we're like, what if we run into this guy again?
No, but
Like how funny would that be?
the night before, he kept trying to get us to go to his house.
Yes.
He's like, dude, I got a jacuzzi. We could go to the jacuzzi after. And we're like, nah, dude, we're gonna go home. We got a jacuzzi back at our hotel. Like, we're gonna go chill, you know, like, get ready for New Year's Eve. So we do that, and we're like, dude, I was like, because we Ubered the third night.
Yeah.
And we're like, watch, dude, we're gonna get stranded there, and we're only gonna have to stay with Alex. I kept messing with him. He's like, I will never stay with him.
I was like, I will rather sleep on the freaking
Yeah.
concrete. I was just
Okay,
like, joking
so
around.
fast forward after we're walking, I was like, I look and I see him, dude, with these two chicks. Huh? I was like, Alex.
He was actually with two hot chicks.
Yeah, he was.
But I think he was just scaring them.
He's the penguin, dude.
Yeah, dude. So he comes with us, dude, and we're like, we're gonna go eat at this casino. So we get our food and we're eating, and then Josh is like, hey, let's go. Want to go grab a beer and go play some slots? I was like, yeah, man, let's go do it. And then we'll play. So he goes with us, and we forget that he doesn't have the ID, his ID. He's
Yeah, so
sitting-
we're all just playing the slots, buying time, waiting till the Uber prices go down.
It was $800 for an Uber though. So
we're like,
So who bought it?
no one bought it. We waited till 4 in the morning.
I
Anyways,
bought it.
yeah.
And so,
Oh,
but
man.
we have to.
Yeah,
he
we-
bought it there. I bought it back.
That's crazy.
It was like his
Surge
birthday
pricing,
present.
Yeah, he's all
Happy
dude.
birthday.
So they
That's
come up.
exactly-
Yeah, I was like, "Happy birthday! We made it home." And anyway, so the people at the casino come up to us, and they're like, "Can we see your guys' IDs?" And it's probably because like we look super young,
Yeah.
and so we just pull out our IDs, and he does the same thing. Oh no! Right away he says, "My ID's on mine. Hold on," and they're like, "Sir, come with us." And they like literally grab him like by his shirt.
He's kind of like a villain, dude.
And
Like,
the police officer, yeah. And the police officer takes him away.
Okay.
And like, we just don't even want to get involved. We just like stay like there.
So did you ever see Alex again, or
Never.
No.
We don't know what happened. Well, I think we got him on Snap or something, and he said like I made it or something.
Oh,
but
okay.
Still.
I know, but that night, later that night, he's like, I was like, dude, we're gonna have to go. He's like, we should have never left Alex, dude. We can have a place right now. He was like, I don't
Because
know.
we had
It's
to
a
stay.
mystery, dude.
We had to stay at the casino till like 4 a.m. just to make it home without spending our whole bank account.
Did you guys win any money?
No, got skunked.
I've never really won. I've won a little bit at the casino, but I keep tabs, dude.
Dude. So you're like way down. So even if you win, it's like you're still down.
Yeah, it's like I look at things. I'm like, oh, I bought that light fixture. Or
You start doing the math.
I feel like I'm donating, dude. Like I'm.
You are. Yes, you do.
Oh
Gotta
man.
donate to the res.
Oh man. So Lake Tahoe, you had a good time.
Yeah, Reno was a nice city too. It was alright, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty chill. It was like, it's like a small town, but it's like a big city in a small town. So there's like casinos. We're staying at the Nugget. There's like a bunch to do like in this small little area,
Yeah.
but like anywhere outside of it's just like all mountains.
yeah.
We talk about our trip to Tahoe.
Yeah.
That's always classic. Dude.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys.
For sure. I think we talked about it on one of the other podcasts.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
We went to Snow Globe,
Yeah.
the same exact festival in Lake Tahoe. I think it was like in 2015 or
We were-
2016.
We were just reflecting on it, and probably the best part of the trip was, I guess, the trip itself, right? Driving
Yeah.
like 16 hours across the country.
We drove literally 16 hours. Thank God this guy had a friend in Vegas, so we like would stop. We like rested in Vegas one night.
yeah.
Technically didn't even rest. We just hung out with friends and and then the next night we would drive to Tahoe. We did the
Yeah.
same thing back.
We looked like the Griswolds.
We
dude.
did, but it was four like college guys like just
That's
living
sick.
it up.
The vehicle was like sitting low because we had so much. We had things on the roof, dude.
We had all of our snowboards on the roof.
We had luggage on the roof.
Luggage. It was like how you see the Griswolds.
Yeah.
Everything's on top, or else we would just be all crammed inside.
Yeah, it was. that
And we
was
would
a
just
good
take
trip.
turns driving. And this guy just got like a memory shared on your Snapchat, right?
Yeah,
Like that.
kind of a little flashback 3 years ago to this time. I'm like,
We're all driving in the car. Me and this guy had like
I know.
shades. We're all,
we
eh.
got cowlicks, dude. We're like,
Cowlick,
you
yeah,
can tell
dude.
we've been on the road for 16 hours. dude.
Laguna and Diego in the back were all like
Awesome.
mad because they'd probably been driving, and me and Danny had all kinds of energy.
The funny part about that trip was we left probably like what 4 or 5 in the morning or something.
Yeah.
Something crazy early, dude.
Yeah.
And we're like in Grants, and we stop, and we just barely made it to Grants. And we already needed
Barely.
a pit stop. And we stop, and all of a sudden my car starts overheating, like smoking. Right? Remember that?
Yes.
It was like
big
smoking.
time smoking. And we're like freaking out.
But this is the
dude.
kind of guys where we're like, let's just let it ride. Like, let's just go for it. Like,
I think you asked like some random
No,
bum at
dude.
the freaking gas
we
station.
were like, it starts smoking, and I'm like, let's just let it, it has an oil leak. I
For
think
sure.
it might just be the oil burning off. And we come out, and there's this Native American man underneath my car, like unannounced. Like, we had no idea. He comes, like, we're like, who's that underneath my vehicle, dude? And he comes out, he's like, I think you have an oil leak, dude. And we're like,
He
oh
was
yeah,
a
we do.
blessing, man.
Oh yeah, we do. We're like, we know we do. And I come out with a quart of oil, we fill it up, and we just keep going. And
Keep chugging
And then
Yeah.
he just turned into an eagle and flew away. It was crazy.
we did see an eagle on that trip, though.
Oh,
We did.
He followed us. Just making sure we're all right.
Nah, that's cool, man. 20, we were about the same age. What we were about 21.
Barely 21,
21,
maybe
22.
22.
So
It's around the same time as you.
yeah.
It's the initiation, dude.
No,
I'm just
initiation.
But you guys flew this time, thank
Yeah.
God. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I talk about it. I think I'll never take a road trip that long again. dude.
Never. If you told me 15-hour drive, I would never.
Oh.
I'm gonna actually drive to California next week. I'm thinking about that right now, but that's not 15 hours though.
It's 12.
12.
Oh. We drove through Nevada, dude. In Nevada, everybody thinks of Vegas, but the rest of Nevada is barren, dude.
Yeah, it is. It's desert.
It kind of looks like Mars.
Yeah.
It's like, and
Hey.
we drew. Remember Hawthorne?
Oh, sketchy. Have you ever heard of
Yeah.
Hawthorne? It's a military base. Sketchy.
Yeah, I have.
It's
Yeah, Eddie
basically
Bravo.
like a nuke town.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a
Eddie Bravo
armory.
talk about it.
You did. Not in this last podcast, but on one of them.
So
See, it's on the map.
If you look it up on Google and you look up the population, it says like something thousand people
It's
live
like
there.
5,000 people.
And you're driving through, and there is houses everywhere. No cars, nothing.
Yeah, that's weird.
Hollow houses. You didn't see not one car on the road. There's like a little lake that's like in the town
Yeah.
that looks like glowing green.
It had steam coming off of it.
Yeah, it looked like chemical. Like it didn't look like water. and it's weird because like the whole town is surrounded by a mountain ridge.
Yeah.
And so like the whole town is surrounded, and you make it through Hawthorne, and then when you make it out, that's the outside of the mountain range. But while you're driving through it, it's almost like the hills have eyes.
Oh yeah.
Like you just
Ooh.
feel a presence.
It's quiet. You don't.
You know
feel,
when you can feel someone watching
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
It feels like that, huh?
That's how
Feels
it
like
felt.
somebody's watching.
There was a convenience store, not a vehicle at the convenience store. There was like bunkers everywhere. We were so intrigued by it. We
There
googled.
was so many bunkers.
We googled it when we got there, and when we were driving through,
Yeah.
there was actually an earthquake. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We were like,
No. Just kidding.
I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
That's actually when you started driving, dude.
Oh yeah, you're right.
We let you take over, but we googled it because we were like, "What is this Hawthorne place?" It was weird, dude. And then we're like, "Wow, there's earthquake there." While we drove through, so we came up with an assumption that it's like some type of nuclear
Yeah,
underground
they have
facility.
to do some type of explosive
So-
training underground because the size of like the amount of earthquakes that they have in that specific spot
It has
under
to-
the
yeah.
lake, it's
Has to
like
be
doesn't
something
even make
different.
sense.
Yeah.
So everybody thinks of Area 51. Next time you're
Hawthorne.
on the internet, Google Hawthorne,
Okay.
Nevada,
So,
and you can
would you
make your
guys
own
go to
decision.
Mars?
Would
Get
we?
off the track. Would
Would
you
I?
go to Mars? If Elon Musk made his spaceship or in a
Never.
Tesla, you
Why?
go to Mars?
Why would you? Okay, so
Well,
we're
I'm
talking
saying-
about how miserable Nevada is. Why would you want to live your
Hey.
life in the
Hey,
freaking?
what else? What else? There's an In and Out up there, dog.
I'm never
I'll
going to
take the
Mars.
Yeah.
There's like a movie, right, with Matt Damon?
Yeah,
and
The
he
Martian.
Goes, The Martian, yeah. I think it'd be just like that, dude, with more hurricanes.
You having to drink your own piss?
Dude, he makes poop potatoes.
I mean, yeah, no, I would never go to
Or
Mars.
would you go to the moon? Would you go to the moon visit?
I would
It's
definitely
dangerous,
I would
yeah.
go to the moon.
I would definitely. Yeah.
If I could go to the moon and they said it would be like a 5-year trip, I would sign up.
Yeah, I'd go to the moon, but
How long does
you're
it
not
take to
guaranteed
get
to
there?
make it going to space, dude. You're not even guaranteed to make it off the little.
Okay, but I'm saying if it was it was like one of those shuttles they've been talking about. Like
Oh.
it's guaranteed.
Oh, that like
Oh, yeah.
surround that like flies around the moon. You mean that doesn't
no,
like actually
like the
land on
ones
it?
they're talking about taking like just.
Oh, the ones that just take you to like where you lose gravity. And you
No,
just
like
float?
the ones where you go. Like they're talking about. Elon Musk was talking about it too. Have you seen that? He's been talking about. I don't know about recently, but he said he wanted to make a shuttle going up to moon and back.
That's cool. I hope we colonize the moon, dude. I hope we get a little something going on out there. go see Tiesto on the moon or something?
I feel like Kid Cudi has the right to be there first.
Not to see Kid Cudi on the moon.
Nah.
I'm that
I
man
am
on the
the man.
moon.
So we'll probably make it to the moon, colonize that. Mars, it takes I think it's 6 months to get to Mars.
Really? I thought it was longer.
I think
Makes
it's
sense.
No, I think it's like 6 months to get there. It's a one-way trip.
As long as you say infinity and beyond.
So then it
you're
would
there
probably
fast.
take like 1 month to make it to the moon, maybe.
I'm not too sure.
The moon looks so close
It
sometimes.
does.
It's like
It's kind of scary.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, I feel like I could like hit that with a rifle or something. Like it's right, like in the
Yeah.
mornings. Do you guys wake up early in the morning sometimes and you,
Oh, you
just
see the
see
moon
it?
rise?
Yeah.
That's when it's like prime time.
What's
is in the
that
morning.
movie where he ropes it? It's with Bruce Almighty.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
Bruce Almighty. I think like the original is some type of like classic movie though, like some black and white movie.
Yeah, he
Oh.
like ropes it and he pulls it in.
What
To
do you
set the
want
moon.
Yeah, I don't know, space, dude.
Space.
Isn't it weird that like the moon is in perfect rotation as us?
Oh, but yeah, that's so weird.
Like we'll never see the other side of the moon.
the dark side of the moon.
You know how like we're spinning and the moon's spinning,
Yeah, you always see the
but
face.
we're literally
Yeah.
spinning at the same time. So we've never seen the other side of the moon.
What was that thing you told us?
What?
Where you said, why don't we? What was
Okay, internet. This is for you because
Here's the question,
this
dude.
is like the question that's just this is like
$1 million
my tinfoil
question.
hat.
Somebody knows this answer.
Yeah, I
Let's
know.
see.
It's probably Kiana's dad because he's like loves space.
Okay.
But anyways, I've had yet someone to explain me. So this is like 6th grade. You know, I'm
Yeah.
reteaching you guys. The Earth is rotating, right?
Yes.
The moon's rotating around the Earth. This really has nothing to do with the Earth, though. This is more about like stars.
Yeah.
So this is the sun, right? It takes a year for the Earth to rotate around the sun.
Yes.
So we're rotating like this
Yeah.
around the sun.
Right.
So in 6 months, we're gonna be right here, right? So while we're rotating, listen, I'm almost done. It's not that. So every night we see the Big Dipper, Little Dipper. We can map out the stars.
Right.
How come in 6 months from now we see the exact same stars? Shouldn't we see the same? Shouldn't we see a whole different set of stars? Because we're facing this way, right? So we can only see what's here. The sun is here. So if we're rotating, why wouldn't we be able to see a whole different? Like, shouldn't we see like? I don't know. That's just some like my weird thought.
I think we do though. I think we do see different sets of stars, right?
Every night of the year, I can see the Little Dipper. It's right there.
I know.
There's
yeah.
not ever been one night I cannot find it. So
That's
what?
how I feel too. I'm just like, there's a big difference.
It's
That's
there.
how they
It's every
mapped
night.
out.
It's never like far away.
We're in a simulation.
They map out the months like that, right? That's how they used to do
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, like we're in July and now I'm seeing.
Yeah, because
this.
throughout the year they basically because the Earth is tilted.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man.
I think it's crazy to think that like if we were tilted 1 degree more north or south, like from the axis that we're on, that we would either freeze to death or burn from the sun.
That's weird.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like they say the chances of us even existing, of even like a cell existing on Earth, is like 1 to the 0. Like the zeros
Oh,
don't
yeah.
end.
What blows my mind is the time, dude. It's like billions of years.
Yeah.
You think about that, like billions of years, or even like 1,000,000 years.
Right.
Billy.
Yeah.
That's so weird, dude.
No, Earth is in a pretty prime spot, dude. It's like protected by the asteroid belt. It's like
Yeah,
it's one of a kind.
for sure.
as
Gotta
far as I
protect the
know.
atmosphere though.
Hey,
Don't want to be cooking up.
Yeah.
We're on the way,
Mumbo
man.
jumbo. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I think if everyone's really serious about saving the environment
Everyone
and
would
stuff,
just go buy a Tesla.
that's exactly. Why not just all go to battery powered and we'll just put little charge stations every 50
But you know
miles.
why?
Mandatory.
Tell us, dude.
1% has all the oil money, dude.
Who's the 1%? Give me some names.
The Bohemian Grove.
Fossil fuels, dude. I mean,
But
we
think
don't.
about it, that's a big industry.
Yeah, fossil fuels is
Yeah.
a $1 billion industry.
But like, it's almost like some of these people are like hypocrites. It's like
Yeah.
they're crying to the whole world, but it's like
Well,
then
you drive.
then people are still throwing trash on the outside of their car while they're driving,
Little
and it's like
peanuts.
you're over here crying all this stuff, but then you're
Yeah.
like still not even treating your own home like that. You
I think
know,
we'll
like
see it, though.
remember the bee, like growing up in the bee, like how it was like real clean growing up, or from what I remember, it was just all dirt.
Yeah.
You drive back there now,
Oh, it's nasty, dude.
it's horrible. It's turned into like a dump, literally.
People just throwing things out.
Yeah,
the window?
couches. There's just like
Mattresses,
it looks like
TVs.
someone dropped like just endless trash there.
Some of the old buildings, though, I feel like they cleaned up a little bit.
They did.
Like the Becker Street area.
They did.
I feel like they cleaned that up.
I don't know.
They did, but it's just like more if you like drive back in the Llano or like the Mesa,
Okay.
it's nasty.
So it's just moved.
yeah.
Oh man.
You know what we should do? We should like orchestrate like a team to just go like on a weekend and just like line up hand to hand, like arm to arm, arms
Oh,
length.
you're gonna get stuck by a
No,
needle, dude.
No,
I'm gonna
just walk through the bee. Just walk, like cover a little area.
It sounds funny, dude, but as a kid, like that was my chore to walk the yard and pick up trash.
Yeah, it was.
No, dude, I'm not lying. Like
Even in
walk in
football.
circles around the yard and pick up trash. Like that was my chore because we didn't have like a waste management like throw your trash.
Yeah.
In. We had like an open dumpster, you know what I mean?
Right.
And sometimes cats would get in there and
Yeah.
the wind would pick
For
up.
sure.
So that was my chore. And honestly, it's a hobby now. So I'm honestly with you. If you want
Are
to start
you?
a little community,
I mean,
Even if
pick up
it's just
trash.
like 20 people,
Yeah.
and if we just take a flatbed, we could take a flatbed. We'd probably
sounds fun,
find
man.
some cool stuff. Who knows? Maybe find a body.
Probably. Hey, we should go stay the night in the what is it?
The bomb shelter.
Yeah.
Oh no, that thing scares me, dude.
Have I told you guys what happened last time I was there?
I think I saw aliens at the bomb shelter, dude. The bomb shelter is scary.
Alien.
So
Yeah.
in Belen, where we grew up, there's a bomb shelter like that's made to hold the whole city if like there was ever a bomb.
I don't think the whole city will get in there.
The select few.
Survival of the, survival of the
First come,
fittest.
first serve.
Yeah, whoever gets
No,
in
it's
there
sketchy
first.
because you lose cell phone service. There's like cows just everywhere. It's pitch black.
It's like it's like an
Yeah,
area
it's
where if you
weird.
don't know exactly where, it's like in the middle of nowhere.
No, it's-
So like you guys know, like on the mesa, there's just random
Yeah.
little like hills everywhere. It's basically a hill with a door in it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like a bunker.
And it's multiple stories.
Yeah. So
below
like there's a
ground.
big huge room, and then there's a ladder that
That goes down.
all the way down, and then there's hallways,
Yeah, like even during the day, pitch black, no matter
pitch
what.
black. Last time I went there, I went with like I
You
think it
started
was like a
levitating.
group of like.
I'm just kidding.
How do you know I'm really me? No, I'm just kidding.
I need to leave, boys.
So I went there with like a group, like we would like go with just like girlfriends or whatever, just like get scared. You know what I mean? Like you go with a group of friends, like let's go, let's get scared.
Yeah.
Like it was all about like scaring ourselves when we were
Yeah.
younger. Like let's go
Yeah.
see a ghost.
Heck, man,
You know,
you're running
let's go to the
opposite way,
bomb
dude.
shelter.
Yeah, I'm
like,
telling
just
you.
like risk. We like
Yeah.
the risk.
Oh, I don't
Like,
like that.
I like the unknown. Like
I
let's
know.
go like get in an adventure.
Yeah.
Now with the
And so we
supernatural.
would go, and we would just take our we'd have our KC lights on our trucks, and we would take it out there. And whenever we went at like the door, like the initial
Yeah.
entrance, there was I think it was a coyote that was skinned.
Ooh.
It was skinned, so it was just a body, and it was like someone skinned it. So it was
Yeah.
like a bloody body of a coyote. You would think that we would be smart enough to get the hell out of there after that.
Yeah.
But like us being stupid, we're like, we gotta go inside. So like we're like able to still open the door and we go in, and like so we all have like our flashlights, right? And we're just looking around this room. It's like the Blair Witch Project.
Oh yeah.
Like everyone has their own light. Everyone's like, that's all you got. If your battery dies, you're screwed. And we're looking at the walls, dude. Nothing but pentagrams and like
Oh, yeah, that's weird,
666 in blood, the coyote blood.
Oh heck.
So
no.
there's not like forget supernatural. There's real
It's weird stuff.
there's
dude.
real like witchcraft people in Belen or wherever on the
That is
mesa.
supernatural, dude. Heck.
Yeah, no, man.
Dude, when I see that coyote, you know what I'm doing? I run, dude. I live. I'll let you white people go in there.
But you're
I
still
got
involved
the
in the
board.
community, right? I mean, you coach. You still coaching in the community. That takes a lot, dude.
Yeah, let's change to a positive.
I was gonna say why.
Daddy got
You guys
dark.
are talking about trash and stuff, but I honestly envy that you coach, dude. I mean, you
Thanks,
take a lot
man.
of time out of your day to like go back and give to the
For sure, it's fun.
community. Cause,
You know, the town we grew up in, man.
yeah,
Like,
I mean,
you remember being a kid.
oh,
You remember
yeah.
having people that you looked up to, and that, you know, they if it wasn't for them telling you certain things, it kind of like made you turn in a direction that like made you better yourself,
Oh,
even
yeah,
as a
for
young
sure.
kid.
Yeah.
And just helping these kids, man. Like that's
Yeah.
pretty much.
You're doing good with them.
And
too.
that's why we haven't been able to do this as much too, is because we're just. I mean, not only just me, we're all involved, but the coaching for sure. It's been fun, man.
Yeah. it's in the back of my mind, just like, it's one way to give back, and I know you do it a lot, and I'm like,
Yeah.
man, it'd be fun just to get out there and coach and
For sure.
and stuff like
It's
that.
cool to see kids grow, man, because you see, like, you never know where they're gonna go with it. Like, you're seeing, like, I always love the beginning of great things. Like, I'm like obsessed with like watching biographies of like famous musicians and like their beginning story, like them starting off like with nothing and then making something of themselves. And a lot of these kids have nothing.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these kids, this is all they have. But like, imagine if they turn this little thing into like something great.
Yeah.
And then they look back and say, you know what? You know, like if it wasn't for these people helping us or giving us the right direction, I wouldn't have like realized my self-worth.
Yeah.
Because these kids don't realize that they can do anything they want.
Yeah.
They're young enough to where they can make that change in their life. I'm gonna get straight A's from here on out.
Yeah.
You know.
I want to do good in school and be nice to people.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
That's a great thing about living in the United States is there's opportunity.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Like we can really, like they say, the American dream. It's true.
Yeah.
Like you can make something out of yourself. Even like with this, like if we really like, who knows? Like people can make a whole career, a whole lifestyle off of something, and you know, be able to feed their families.
Right. Going back to our buddy Ito's, right? He's a barber. He started his own barber shop, and I tell him all the time, I'm like, dang, we're kind of like living the dream right now.
Right.
You know, we're not like some crazy rich superstar famous people, but you talk about a goal you set out to do, you know, graduate, you know, get comfortable, like live on your own, and be like semi-successful in your own way.
Yeah.
You're kind of living. I'm like, dude, I'm so happy, man. I'm living the dream, dude.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, and going
just
back
being
to
independent.
School, like college was rough, right? Because I mean, and now you're an opportunity to tell the kids, hey, it starts now. You know, start studying hard. You know, which we did. We got good grades, but when we got to college, it was a whole nother world.
Right.
Like, it was a whole nother world of studying that I wasn't ready for, or like, you know.
It takes discipline.
Yep.
If you don't have discipline, and that's pretty much it. It's just discipline.
Dedicate yourself.
And you have to have the capability to tell people, no, I can't hang out. I gotta do homework tonight.
Yeah.
You know, I know there's this cool party and that hot chick that I like's gonna be there, but I gotta get my bills.
No, you do, man.
But that's like,
but then
you know, in college, like some people will just give in to that every night.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're failing, and then they're wondering why they failed.
Yeah.
It's because that they just pursued the wrong things. They didn't stay on the right track.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, there's a party. Okay, yeah, it's Tuesday night. Let's go.
So college really isn't for everybody, right? Like I would think in my mind, like I know guys that didn't go to college that are, you know, way more successful than I am.
Right.
But like the first 2 year of college, freshman, sophomore, it's kind of still young, and then that like it really hits, and then like you said, you bear down, you buckle down. Dude.
Right.
It's funny how it changes, dude. Living in that one that like studio I was living in, it was like we had never studied until it really got hard, right? Like we kind of. Until it really got hard, and it was like, dude, like literally, like
2 hours of our night, at least 3 hours.
Let's study all night. Wake up, take this test. We would just quiz
each other.
And
I think if it wasn't for like having like people like you, of course, but like I even joke around with my dad. I'm like, you basically have a college degree. I tell him, because he was quizzing me every night.
Yeah.
I would make like my study guides set up to where they were questions.
Yeah.
So I'd have a question and answer, question. So I would just tell him, ask me the question, and then you have the answer. So he knew it. He was reading it every night with me.
Yeah.
So if you ask my dad all about business or EMT stuff, he probably knows everything.
That's kind of why we were buddies too, man. We knew how to have fun, and then we knew like when it was time to buckle down.
Yep.
Like, we were in the trenches either way.
For
like,
sure.
We'd either be arm in arm, like having the time of our life, or be arm in arm, like struggling to get by. You know what I mean? It was,
it's that balance.
It's fun, man. So.
For sure. It was a good time, man. And it's good to tell people, you know, because you don't listen to people unless they've done it. You know, like, you have people always telling you, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this, and it's like, well, you didn't do that. But like we can actually guide young adults and kids and tell them we did do it and we do know what it takes, you know, to follow through with it, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
You know, we are living good right now. We're all independent. We're able to, you know, we work hard, but we have enough money to have fun, and we could support ourselves, and we don't have to stress about buying someone dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Even just like little things like that back in the day it was like a big deal. Like,
Right.
oh,
Oh,
like
no, dude.
I can't even, I don't know how I'm gonna eat this week.
Yeah.
You know,
dude.
and then now it's like you have all this stuff presented in front of you, and it's almost like you got to stop and smell the roses and realize this is life. It's good.
I
We're
could still
in a
make
good place.
$20 stretch, dude. I still live on that college life. It's crazy when you're in college. It's
Spam and
like,
potatoes.
yeah,
stuff.
dude. You have like $20. Go to the grocery store and buy like specific things, and you make it last. Dude, I'm still like that. But
I remember I would show up to this guy's house, single bedroom apartment. It was like real small. Like
it was
we
tiny.
were all
The
living.
kitchen was the dining room. The dining room was like part of the bedroom.
Yeah, it was just like one room. It
You
was
would-
like his kitchen. and
The
his
bathroom,
bedroom.
like when you would use the bathroom, your feet would be in the
It was,
shower.
Have you ever used the bathroom in an airplane? No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Exactly, dude.
You're all.
No, honestly, I love that place. Though. It had so much character. It was like,
Right.
and even though it was so small, like everybody hung out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
But to get back what I was saying though, I would show up to this guy's house, and it would like, you know, we're
Yeah.
poor, we're just living, we're barely making ends meet. This guy would still find a way to make me dinner every time. Man. He would be cooking up like meat and like peas or something, but he would feed me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was cool because you didn't have nothing, but you were still giving me half of what you had.
oh yeah, man. It
And
was-
like a lot of people with a
Right.
lot will not even,
Yeah.
they're still cheap.
you know, I learned that from friends, man. A lot of my friends, like one of my best friends, man. Anytime I'd go to his house, if it wasn't him feeding me, it was his family or cousins, dude. We had a
Right.
big family, dude, and it was kind of like you take pride in giving half or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Whatever you
Whatever you
had. And plus, I was trying to practice my cooking skills, which I'm still not that good at. But
Hey,
no, just
I threw it
kidding.
down.
No, it was cool, man. I'd invite you over, and I'd probably make it a point to try to make food for us, a study
Yeah.
meal.
I remember
And,
specifically
yeah.
you cooking.
But it went hand in hand, man. You were always giving me rides. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like it was like give and take. It was kind of like that's the cool thing about friends is you don't keep score.
Right.
You know?
It's,
It was like it was
it's a
kind of
race.
like it's the opposite. You're trying to like outdo your friend. Like how can I take care of my buddy more than he's
Yeah.
taking care of me? You know, like offer me a place to sleep.
For
or-
sure. You shouldn't ever give to someone or help them and expect them to give that back to you.
exactly.
Anytime. I don't care. There's no time that you should do that.
Yeah.
You need to just, if you're going to give, have the right heart. I would rather you not help me at all than
Yeah.
for you to
Yeah.
give to me and expect me to
It's like how I-
oh, remember that one time when I gave you
Yeah.
a ride home? Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
owe me.
Yeah.
That- I don't like that.
stupid.
Nah,
I don't
yeah.
think that's real. And
No.
if you call yourself, if you say you're my friend and you're doing that
Yeah.
to me, I mean, I don't have any friends that do, but I'm just saying,
Right.
don't keep score. You made a
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah.
Friendships don't keep score.
That's how I do it.
Friendships is just endless giving.
Yeah.
Just give.
Yeah. That's how I knew a lot of my friends. Like I remember I bought this guy like one of my old friends is like I bought him dinner and I was like, hey bro, can I have like $1, dude, just to get like a water?
Mm-hmm.
So nah man. It's like I was like, dude, you just bought like 3 monsters. Like I can't give you. I was like, I just bought you dinner. You know what I'm saying? I didn't
That's
expect
messed
you.
up.
I just wanted $1. I don't have $1 on me.
Oh
And
man.
I was like,
That's not
I don't
cool.
need that. Yeah, no, I was like, I don't need that.
Yeah. Dude, money is just an object. It
Oh,
gets
it
you what
is,
you
dude.
want. I mean, we do need it to survive, but don't
No, yeah.
don't make that all who you are.
Nah, it's a reality, right? Like you said, that's
Well,
that
you don't take anything when you die, so.
Yeah, that's the best part. Like I said, like giving right now. Like I
Mhm.
said, we've kind of gotten to a point where we're a little more comfortable and let me buy you, a meal. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Or here's a
Yeah.
T-shirt. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
Dude.
it's fun, man.
For
I
sure.
enjoy our friendships.
Like this Christmas was probably one of my favorites ever.
Same.
You know they say how when you're a kid, like those are the best times. This was the best time for me because I actually got to buy my family gifts
Yeah.
that like were more than just like a dollar. Like I spent my whole paycheck on them,
Yeah.
and just to see them so happy to open up everything that I like picked out for them, it like made me so happy.
Yeah, it
and
makes you happy.
yeah, just to give to them and like have them just appreciate. Because, dude, our parents give to us our whole childhood.
Yeah.
That's
What
kind
do
of
we
crazy,
get
right?
them? Nothing. So why not give
Yeah.
back to them? That's the least that you could do for them.
Yeah.
Is give them, all this. I got my dad like
Hatchet.
I got him like this old school Indian hatchet.
Yeah.
It's like has like a wooden theme, but like I want to make him feel like a kid again.
Yeah.
He deserves it. He's paid his dues. He's given us all we have.
Yeah.
I'm 26 now. I think we're old enough to give back,
Oh, yeah,
And you don't
definitely.
even need money to give back though.
No.
Just being like, even at your age, you're a man now.
Yeah.
It's time for you to start. Not just you, but I'm just saying
Well,
people
yeah.
your age. give back, and you'll feel better about
How
yourself.
did I always get back?
Oh, I know.
This guy's always
I'm
giving
not
back.
telling you specifically.
I know. I was like, you look at me like,
No,
I'm like,
I'm talking about like people like his age, like people that are young adults.
Yeah.
Like, don't think that your parents, just because they're your parents, doesn't mean that you can just take
Oh,
from
yeah.
them all, for all that they got.
yeah.
You know.
Honestly, though, I even know a lot of people, like, I still sometimes, I miss my parents, man. I'm like, I would bunk up with my parents. My parents are young, dude. My parents are young, full of energy.
I love
they
your
do,
parents.
they do more than I do, dude. I'm like, hey, where you guys at? Oh, we're in Colorado.
That's how my parents
Dude,
are.
my parents are like young, so it's like, you know, yeah, no, it's cool, man.
It's just
Millennials
in
are
the blood.
different, man. A lot of millennials, we still live with our parents, or, you know.
Mhm.
But it's cool. I think New Mexico in general, we're pretty tight knit, dude.
Yeah.
I don't have a family member. I have one family member that moved out of state, like recently. But
Yeah.
for a majority, dude, like both sides of my family, man, I've never left this place.
For sure.
And,
We gotta utilize community.
It's not New Mexican pride, dude.
I like it, man.
I like it too.
4-0 filthy.
The four.
It just snowed. Are you gonna go boarding soon, or
Hopefully.
We're going
Yeah.
Sunday.
we're going? We're out
I
there.
wish I could join you guys.
Might have to
We'll go
come.
a couple times. I'm planning on going at least 3 more times, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The winter kind of got away from me this year. I was able to go a couple times, but just been so caught up and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But the times I went, been a blast.
Yeah, they were fun.
You know, got to hit some rails, got to have some wipeouts.
Remember that time we went for the first time?
Oh yeah, dude, we've done a lot of stuff for the first time together. We went boarding for the first time ever together.
I know.
Our senior year.
Yeah.
Was it?
No, we are graduated out of high school, man. I had just moved to Albuquerque.